It's a new year. It's a new you. It's a new us. Is that your mantra for 2026? What resolutions have you built for the year? And I hope you're still on track for them. This is Mike Milligan with the one-of-a-kind Financial Show Daily. I believe 2026 is going to be the year of prosperity and hope and growth for many of you. There will be ups and downs. There will be times where you feel like you're going sideways. There will be weight lost and weight gain, money made and money lost, but you are one of a kind. And I want to start the year off with the man who created the happiest place on earth, or so that's what the marketing will tell you. I've been to Disney World many times. I've watched most of the Disney movies, but you know how close it came to not being? I mean, my gosh, Walt Disney back in 1937 took the biggest risk ever. And I want to talk, and Gary and I recently talked on the One of a Kind Financial Show about that risk, how it paid off, and look at where it is 89 years later. So many movies, so many memories for families. And we're going to talk specifically about the making of Snow White. That movie was one of a kind. The themes in it were one of a kind. Walt Disney and his team brought something to life that the world was skeptical on, but has enhanced us over the last 89 years. Enjoy this segment from the One of a Kind Financial Show.
It happened in 1937. Something happened that many people at the time thought would end a career, not launch an empire. Walt Disney premiered Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first full-length animated feature film. Critics famously called it Disney's Folly. Today we look at it a little bit differently, don't we, Mike?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. At the time, Snow White wasn't just risky, it was considered reckless. Disney put nearly everything he had into that film. The budget ballooned. People doubted whether audience would even sit through a full animated movie, and failure would have meant financial ruin. But here's the key. Walt Disney, and many people think when they hear Walt Disney, they think of like the world or the land. But we have to remember that was a person, right? He was not chasing short-term approval. He had a long-term vision.
And that's where the lesson really starts to connect with financial planning, because many of the best financial decisions, they don't feel comfortable in the moment. Am I right, Mike?
They don't, right? Long-term planning often looks boring and slow and even questionable early on. And I mean, when I mean early on, I mean even in like the first 5 years, right? Because saving consistently, staying invested, those aren't fun things, right? The fun things are like going to Disney World, right? Riding that indoor space coaster at Disney World. That's fun stuff. But being patient during uncertainty, none of that makes headlines. But it's how meaningful results are built. When Snow White premiered back in 1937, it became the highest grossing film of its time. More importantly, it created the financial foundation for what would eventually become Disney Studios, Disneyland, and one of the most recognizable brands in the world.
Boy, he took a real chance, didn't he? Because no one thought that was going to work. No one thought they'd sit through an animated film that long. Because up to then, what cartoons were like 5-10 minutes long, right?
They were, and this was 1937, right? They were still black and white. Like the spoken word in movies was really new, right? The show house. And I don't know, Gary, you don't remember 1937. Even you weren't.
I do not.
Yeah, you don't remember that. But it was a different time, right? Right after we had just finished, World War, what we now call it as World War I. We're coming out of the tail end of the Great Depression here. And we're asking people to sit around and watch this love story unfold, but it's in color, cartoon. It's not real people. It's real people's voices.
Yeah.
Right. But it wasn't real. And that was the real gamble. And here we are. I mean, we're not at 100 years later. We're, almost 90 years later. And now look at the Disney empire. It is, I would say it's transformational on what it means in the American childhood, the American ethos now, because every girl wants to be a princess, every boy wants to be a prince.
Yep, absolutely.
There's the hero, there's the villain, and the stories are just like everywhere.
Yeah, they really are. So what do you think the takeaway is for listeners, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, the big takeaway is that results don't show up before you commit, right? You, in financial planning, you don't see the benefit of a disciplined saving or investing plan immediately. Compounding takes time. Consistency takes patience. And I'm speaking to those of you, especially now, who may have like some grandkids or kids who are not necessarily following in your footsteps of financial prosperity, or we have time to kind of give them a chance by teaching them what it means to create financial plans. See, people in this world, especially today, right? I often wonder, like, if Disney was alive today, in how quick of an environment we're able to use AI and other things, would he have been as successful? Or was he just a man meant for his time? Because today, people often abandon a good plan because they're waiting for quick confirmation that isn't working. We have to stay disciplined, because get rich slow is a real thing. Building wealth takes execution and time. And until you realize and you learn from stories of the past like Disney and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's hard to imagine what you could look like in the future.
This show is the one-of-a-kind financial show. I'm Gary Nolan, your consumer advocate. Let's get you on Mike's calendar, all set up with that comprehensive plan. There's no cost. There's no obligation. That phone number is 800-748-1838, or text the word IDEAS to 600-700, 800-748-1838, or text the word IDEAS to 600-700. And you mentioned that people abandon a good plan because they're waiting for quick confirmation. And that's especially true when markets feel uncertain or progress often feels slow, Mike.
Yeah, it is, because planning requires belief in the process. It doesn't require blind faith, but it's structured discipline. A well-built financial plan is designed to work over years and decades, not weeks and months. This is where behavioral discipline matters. Emotional decision-making can derail long-term financial success faster than almost anything else.
And that ties directly into the pillars of the one-of-a-kind financial plan: understanding behavior and aligning actions with long-term goals, Mike.
Absolutely. The lesson from Snow White isn't take reckless risk. It's about calculated decisions backed by planning, patience, and persistence. Disney didn't succeed because he guessed right. He succeeded because he committed to a vision and stuck with it.
Absolutely. And you heard it toward the year end. It's a good reminder. Progress doesn't always look exciting in the moment, but staying committed to a thoughtful plan can create outcomes bigger than you possibly ever imagined. All right, a couple of minutes left, Mike. Tell us about the one-of-a-kind financial plan.
Well, this reminder of this magnificent film from Disney, right? It shows us that there can be future success when you alone believe in your vision. Because Disney had some animators and some other production people around him that they were doing their job, and they saw what maybe he saw, but nobody saw the grander vision that Walt Disney had. And it's a magical vision, right? Disney World is the happiest place on earth. I can't promise you a Disney World experience with financial planning, because financial planning can be boring. But what I can tell you is that the one-of-a-kind financial plan can take you to places that you would only go because you feel safe and secure about the financial future you're going to have. The one-of-a-kind financial plan will address taxes, retirement income, investments, long-term care, and legacy. And it will give you the ultimate peace of mind that you need to be able to go live a one-of-a-kind life. Guys, as we enter the new year, as 2026 is here, it is time to get serious. If you planned in 2025 to call us, but to create this unique one-of-a-kind plan, now's the time to do it, because we're here, we're ready, we're able to build a one-of-a-kind financial plan for your one-of-a-kind life.
Get that one-of-a-kind financial plan that Mike just spoke about. It starts by picking up the phone. Mike and the team cannot help you unless you do that. That number is 800-748-1838, 800-748-1838, or text the word IDEAS to 600-700.
Thank you for listening to the One of a Kind Financial Show Daily. Mike, is Investment Advisory Rep with Advisory Alpha LLC. Any reference to One Oak Financial and Ideas by Mike are separate entities of Advisory Alpha LLC. Mike owns Ideas by Mike, doing business as One Oak Financial. We provide this content for educational purposes only. Please consult with a financial professional before making any financial decisions. If you want to reach out to One Oak Financial, go to their website at www.oakfinancial.com. Happy New Year.